What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 39 of Shoe Booty Sports. That's the Larry Csonka episode for you folks keeping up. Quick plug for our sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, the show Shoe Booty Sports is presented by Rhino Races, made possible by Rhino Races. Visit rhinoraces.com. It's a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a marathon, and the Rhino Ultra. How it works is you sign up for one of their races. They're on the website. Run it at your convenience. Run the race at your convenience. Track it with your fitness apps. Screenshot your results, and submit your results there on the website at rhinoraces.com. Once proof of your completion has been verified by the Rhino Races staff, you'll receive your award by mail. No shipping on all race orders, by the way. So free shipping on all race orders. And also check out their gear section. They have t-shirts, decals, wristbands, and more. rhinoraces.com. Also, you can find Shoe Booty Sports on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, the Wisdom app. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and check us out on Twitter at Shoe Booty Sports. So I was wondering what we were going to talk about going into this week, and then I hear the Kyler Murray situation. That was a nice little interesting clause in his contract. He got the bag. Kyler got the bag. He got what he's been wanting. He got his $230.5 million contract over 5 years. I think like 100 million guaranteed. And if he gets hurt, like if he gets injured, it's 100 goes to 160 million guaranteed. But the funny little clause to me is the mandatory must do studying like of other teams, basically via film, whatever, for a minimum of 4 hours per week. And I just like that was
just
yes,
4 hours.
Yeah, he has to do the minimum of that. So it's basically like, it sounds like how Michael Vick was in Atlanta. He just showed up and balled out. And Michael Vick has since famously said, I don't know if it's verbatim, but he's essentially said, I'd have a ring if I worked in Philly like I did in Atlanta, or if I worked in Philly the way that I'm saying this wrong.
Probably.
If he would have prepared in Atlanta the way he did in Philadelphia. There, I nailed it. It was like
There
third time's the charm. Yeah,
Boom.
got it that time.
So quick question. Why did Kyler get the bag? What has he done?
And we're gonna, I guess, dive into that now. Here's the thing, like, what was, I mean, we kind of have short memories as fans. Remember what Arizona was like without Kyler?
Yes.
There's a reason they got the number 1 pick in the draft. You know, that they were pretty atrocious. And since then, you know, they were the best team in football at the start of the season last year. Now, granted, they played terrible at the end. I mean, they really fizzled out at the end. But imagine remember what they were without Kyler. And the Cardinals have had 3 good quarterbacks from what I can remember in our lifetime: Kurt Warner, Carson Palmer, and Kyler Murray. Like the Josh Rosen thing, that obviously failed badly.
Yeah.
And considering what quarterbacks are going to continue to make, who knows? In a few years, you might say you got him at a steal. You know, I don't know, but that's the thing. Is he going to be? Is he an all timer? Is Kyler Murray an all timer? No. But is he?
How many playoffs has he won? How many playoff games he won?
0.
How many times he made it to the playoffs?
Just 1 that I know of. But he and the team has gotten better every year. And
okay, how long has he been in the league?
I think 4 years, I believe.
Oh, I thought he was going into his 4th season, but I still.
No, that's what I think. I think it is going into 4 years. I think that's what it is. Because this was supposed to be like his last year on the rookie deal. Not 1,000% on that. So if anybody wants to fact check us and send us hate tweets, feel free to do that. But I'm saying right here and now, I'm not.
So I guess Arizona's thinking that's got to be what it is. They got to be thinking they're getting a deal because he's going to ball out this year. So,
and he could.
I don't know. it could look, they could look like geniuses come January, but I'm not seeing it.
Well, they're not looking like geniuses with this getting leaked. The contract details getting leaked, or at least this specific detail, just because it's embarrassing. That's who's it more embarrassing for? Is it more embarrassing for Kyler or Arizona? They're essentially saying you're not doing any, and I think it's even in there like no video games or something like that. Like
It's
that
more
was mentioned as
embarrassing
being
for,
in there.
yeah, it's got to be more embarrassing for Kyler.
See, but that's the thing. Like it's basically it's Arizona saying, all right, we're gonna give you all this money, but can you try though? Like can you try a little harder, like to prepare? I mean, that's essentially what it's saying. It's like, okay, you're giving that guy like that amount of money, but what else could you do if you're Arizona? Like, what's the other option? What was a better option than this option? As in paying it.
Seeing how the year turns out, and if he does another mediocre season, they get him at a cheaper cost.
Yeah, I don't know if they do. I mean, somebody would have paid him. I mean, Kyler Murray's really good when he's on. I mean,
When he's on,
again, he's not all. I don't think he's all time, but he's pretty. He's a special athlete. He was all everything in high. You know, it's granted it's pro football, but I mean, you check out his highlight reel. I mean, he could do whatever he wanted to as a Texas high school quarterback. I don't know. I don't think he lost a game in high school, and then goes on to Oklahoma and Heisman Trophy winner. And of course, they get beat in the first round of that college playoff game. But I remember one play in particular. Was it Alabama that they lost to?
yeah.
I remember one play in particular where he and the GM of Arizona even said that was the play that I was like, yeah, we're definitely taking this guy. He scrambles around the pocket, scrambles around, avoids defenders, and then just chucks up a dime downfield. I mean, just drops one right in. Just a perfect bomb for a large gain. And that was when I was like, because my dad had not seen enough of him. He was like, he said before the game, like, what's up with this Kyler Murray guy? And I told him, I was like, he's a heck of a player, man. You know, he had won the Heisman at this point. And then that play, and after that play, I was like, that right there, like that's what's up with him. So I mean, the guy can make plays. Of course, he's smaller, he's listed as like 5'11", right? But he's probably like 5'9", 5'10". But
I don't even know if he's. I don't even know if he's that tall.
yeah,
We'll
but
yeah.
The stipulation of the contract is funny that it became public. Like that just kind of trips me out. Like it's basically somebody checking in to make sure you're doing your homework. It's the equivalent of that. And but see, that's the thing. It's a lot of money, but and if you're Kyler, you're saying, look at this. Look at what they paid to look at what Cleveland paid to Deshaun Watson. They gave him 230 million guaranteed, and I don't have these
I'm sure
assault
Deshaun studies his
allegations.
playbook and film while he's getting his massages, though.
I don't think he's doing it while he's getting his massages. I think he's doing other things while he's getting his massages. When you have 60 something massage therapists, you're not thinking about the playbook. You're thinking about other things.
Getting that knot out your back, freaking.
You're getting something rubbed out. That's for sure. You're getting something rubbed out with that many. But yeah, if I'm Kyler Murray, that's what I'm sure that's what they did. Like, look at what Deshaun Watson got, and I don't have any sexual assault allegations against me. I mean, he's obviously shown just being disgruntled, and he's done kind of the thing that disgruntled players do on teams these days. They do the unfollow on social media and all that kind of passive aggressive bullshit. But that's the thing. I don't think Arizona. It's what I would have done if I were them. Because if you say let's sit back and wait and see, then you're going to essentially kind of lose him as the season progresses. Now, granted, I mean, you are taking quite the cap hit, but you were going to have to pay him anyway. I just don't. I think this was the best option and I say that just because we've seen what they're like without him, and with him, they have a shot against anybody, against pretty much anybody they play. They have a shot with him on the field. Without him on the field, they don't. It's that simple. And in today's market, that's enough for me. That's enough for me to give him the bag. If anything, it's motivation to say, all right, you got what you wanted. Give us something back, which is the studying clause, as goofy as it sounds. And let's get to work. Let's take this thing to the next level. I get it. It makes sense to me. By the way, you can't see what I'm drinking here, but I finally got the zero sugar Sunkist. They had it at the Kroger. Dude, it is bomb. It is so
I
good.
told you, man. I told you. Stuff's good. I'd stop buying them. I was going through them too quick.
Yeah, I had 2 of them yesterday, not back to back, but I got like a little bit of a headache last night. I want to say
Yeah.
it was I'm want to say it was from it had to be from that. There's nothing else could have been from. But they are so good. Delicious,
Mhm.
by the way. So Sunkist. If you want to sponsor Shoe Booty Sports, Rhino Races will gladly make some room for that or welcome it. So yeah, come on in.
Yep.
Sunkist, zero sugar, delicious. Let me do that.
And he won't hide it with a koozie.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good on the mic.
Yeah.
Second one wasn't as good. It wasn't authentic. But speaking of quarterbacks getting paid, what should the Ravens do with Lamar? He's entering the final year of his rookie contract. He doesn't have an agent, unlike Kyler Murray, which I don't think is very smart. I feel like if you're if you're that level of a professional, you need an agent. Let somebody else do all that crap for you. But if you,
Does he not have how can you not have an agent?
I guess he thinks he can handle it himself, which maybe he can. I don't know. It just seems like it's not because obviously you got to give the agent a percentage. But example, my mom sold her house within a week of it being on the market. The realtor is my buddy, as I'd say our buddy. She's friends with him now too. Just yeah, it got sold. It's sold within a week. You know, he was doing all the selling, all the hard work, setting up the people coming to look at it, whatever you call that. Walk through. I don't know. But yeah, she hired him, gave him a percentage to get it done. And so she didn't have to fool with all that. Man, it's worth that, you know? And
Yep.
I
She
would
didn't even,
say,
yeah.
and
Didn't
when
have
we're
to mess with
dealing,
it. Didn't have to think about it.
yes, and when you could tell the agent if you're Lamar, this is what I want. You can even say, like, this is like I want to stay. If he just he's like I want what I can get, but at the end of the day, I want to be in Baltimore. And then you let them and then call me with any questions. Like that's the extent of what you have to do. And it's yeah, when you're dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars, you need an agent. You need to get an agent. But the question is for us, what would you do if you were the Ravens entering the final year? If it's me, I kind of treat it like the Scottie Pippen situation and the Kyler situation, and I'll explain. Scottie Pippen had a bad contract. He was like the 18th highest paid player for his position, I think it was, in the Bulls' heyday. And what the owner should have done, as the owner said, he once you sign a contract, don't come back asking for more. That was his like big thing. But any good owner would realize that's a bad contract and he'd fix it. He would voluntarily fix it to take care of the player, take care of the team. That's what should have happened there. Because that was kind of the starting peg that essentially ended the Bulls dynasty. Was Pippen leaving, well, Phil obviously leaving. And when Phil goes and Pippen go, MJ's like, all right, well, I'm going to go too. I have the freedom to do that. I've got 6 rings. I don't need this. I'm out. So you learn all that from the last dance that you didn't know the people really paying attention to it knew back then, but the general public didn't know, especially us as kids. And as far as the Kyler thing, what are you without? What are the Ravens without Lamar? Yeah, Joe Flacco got hot for a postseason, and Harbaugh had a bad play call on 4th and goal through a low percentage fade route on 4th and goal, and the Ravens get a championship. And then Flacco got paid, and it was all downhill from there. So, and Lamar comes in. I admittedly did not think Lamar could play at the next level. I was like, and he was, even his Heisman year, he was really only great for like 7 games.
Yep.
Like the first 7 games, he was phenomenal. Like arguably like the best college quarterback you've ever seen for 7 games. But he progressively just got worse. It's like teams realized how to play him. And he cooled down significantly. And they even lost like the bowl game. Like because I want to say they were like 7-5 ended up being, and yeah, and then losing the bowl game.
Man.
But
Was it that bad?
Yeah, but that was the thing. Like he was so great for those 7 games, and nobody else had really separated themselves. It's like, yeah, I mean, we got to give him the Heisman. That's essentially what it was, and he deserved it just from that, and nobody else stepped up. But and he was wildly inaccurate. I mean, we don't have to rehash the reasons why people were saying he couldn't play quarterback at the next level. But I was one of those people. I was like, he's too inaccurate. He can't make those tight window throws, and that's all it was for me. Of course, he was a special talent. I didn't think he could consistently be a starter in the NFL. Man, I got proved wrong, like in a hurry too. I mean, he can play. I mean, he can make throws. He makes enough plays with his feet to open up some windows. There's always that threat of him taking off and running, but he's made throws too. I mean, you look at his stats, you can play at the next level, quarterback at the next level, stats like that. Oh, another interesting stat though, going back to Kyler. Here's another thing. There's only been 12 quarterbacks since the Super Bowl era to throw for at least 70 touchdowns in their first 3 seasons. And there's only been 3 quarterbacks since the Super Bowl era to have 20 plus rushing touchdowns. Kyler Murray is the only quarterback ever to have done both. Interesting stat. So, but Lamar, as far as that goes, you gotta what are the Ravens without him? They're not the team that they are.
Not a whole lot.
So if I'm Baltimore, I'm just going ahead and I'm bringing him in. I'd make him an offer.
Well, yeah, the Kyler deal is going to help set the table for Lamar. I mean, it's going to be, hey, look at what Kyler got.
Essentially, the Deshaun deal is what helps set the table for everybody.
For everyone, yeah.
Yeah, because like, look at what they're paying this guy with all these sexual assault allegations, and who's going to miss time, and he got it all guaranteed. So that helped Kyler. That gave Kyler leverage because he's like, I'm not in trouble, and I mean, you may not like the amount of film study I'm doing, or I may not be the greatest leader in the locker room or on the field, but I'm not getting in trouble, and Lamar's been nothing but a great teammate from all I've heard and seen. A stand-up guy on and off the field. Hell of a talent, special, very unique talent. And just for the reasons of, well, that and what are you without him? You pay the man. Now you don't give him Aaron Rodgers money. I make him an offer that's very substantial, but also like give us a little bit of room to get some talent around you.
Do you make so you don't make it as much as Kyler's per year?
What even is that per year?
It's 105. Like
Well, 230 million over 5 years. What is that? I can't do that kind of math off the top of my head. Are you breaking out the calculator? Because I am.
No,
That's not what I wanted to do. That's 46 million a year.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe it is close to Aaron Rodgers' money. I mean that's essentially what I would ask for if I'm Lamar. He's worth that. He's won a playoff game and he's an MVP. He won an MVP. So I'm asking at least for that. So yeah, maybe I am giving him Aaron Rodgers money. I don't know. I would pay him though. I would pay him just because I would make him an offer about like Kyler's and just see what happens from there. Because that's a lot of money. Kyler Murray's a good player, but that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money not to watch film for 4 hours a week.
Well, no, he's going to.
Oh, he's going to, but I mean,
yeah, because if he doesn't, it's in the contract. That's a breach of contract, and they can terminate it.
But it
I don't know
shouldn't
how
be
they're
in
going
the
to keep up with
contract in
that.
the first place because he should have the pride to prep himself like an NFL quarterback if they're paying him that much freaking money a year.
Well,
But
should
put it in the contract.
Yeah,
Make sure the kid does his stuff. Kid does his chores. He gets paid his allowance.
It's a hell of an allowance, though.
Yeah,
It's,
I'd kill for it. So
yeah, it's I don't know if I'd go to murder, but
I didn't say anything about murder.
I do a lot of things. Just just kill somehow.
It could have been an accident.
There are creative ways.
Yeah.
Either way, he should get an agent to figure all that out.
Definitely.
You see how it worked out for Kyler. You see how it worked out for Deshaun. So, but jumping to quarterbacks and talking about Aaron Rodgers, mentioning that, did you see what he was looking like rolling up into training camp? I don't know if it was today or yesterday or what. Looking
I think
like
that was today. Yeah.
Looking like Cameron Poe from Con Air.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whenever they showed him, I was just like, man, what the heck? I was like, why does that look familiar? And then I was like, oh yeah, Con Air.
Yeah, it's like looks like Con Air the remake, basically, walking up into Packers training camp. It did just all of it.
Idea.
I mean, the exact. Well, they found their lead for that. They go for that. But that's Aaron Rodgers for you, man. Always something goofy about that dude, but amazing athlete and amazing at football. He can do what he wants. In other news, Julio Jones signed with the Bucks today on a 1-year deal. Julio Jones is 33 years old, by the way. So not that old, but he's been injury plagued these last couple of years. So as far as how big of an addition that could be for them, we'll find out. I mean, Brady has been known to revive careers. We thought Randy Moss was done before he went to the Patriots.
Yeah.
After spending a few seasons in limbo there in Oakland. But yeah, well, this could be interesting. I don't know if it's going to be because he's not going to go in and be the number one. Mike Evans will obviously be the number one, but so you're not going to see like a Randy Moss fantasy football situation, but he might be worth a late pickup or something like that. Some guy is going to go in and take him in like round 4 or something. They'll be that guy.
I'm not
either, but some guy will.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So this could be a big get for them, or well, it's one of those things we got to wait and see. Obviously, but I like the move. I don't know what I don't know what he signed for. I don't know what the amount of money is, but
he'll probably come out by the end of the week.
Yeah, but it should be a good deal for the Bucks. I mean, and we didn't touch on this last week because this had happened. This was out there before we
it did
podcasted last week, but Charles Barkley meeting with Greg Norman about joining the LIV Tour, I assume is obviously being a commentator. And you'd say, well, what does that have to do with golf? If you saw him on the match, with Brady Mahomes and Rodgers and Josh Allen, entertaining as hell. I mean, it's Charles Barkley. That would be the biggest free agent get that the LIV Tour, that would be the greatest addition for the LIV Tour. Not Phil, not Bryson DeChambeau or whoever else they got. Charles Barkley would be the biggest grab for them.
Oh yeah,
by
because they're
far.
going to get people to tune in on TV for
Yeah,
sure.
But, myself
I
included.
mean,
They're
that
going to
guy
get
could.
a TV deal.
Oh yeah, that guy could call a chess game, and I would tune in just to hear what the heck he was saying.
Yes, and he and you can tell he's like struggling with it. I watched his interview with on the Dan Patrick show because Dan Patrick will ask. I mean, he will ask the questions, the journalistic questions. Like what would you take? What's it going to take for you to leave Turner and essentially your sponsors? And Chuck knows that. He's like, because I'm going to lose my sponsors. I'm probably going to lose my sponsors. And he's even sensitive to the families of 9/11 and all that. But he just they just threw out some hypotheticals. Like, let's say you're making like 20 million, they offer you 60. Like, what's your answer? And his answer was like, well, where are we celebrating tonight? Because $60 million a year just to go to work less essentially and just commentate on golf, just go up there and BS for like a 3-year, $60 million deal. Be a hard thing to turn down, man.
I heard he still wants to try to do the NBA too.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll have that though.
I mean, NBA wouldn't have a problem with it. This whole beef is with LIV and PGA.
Yeah, he'll lose sponsors. He's going to lose his sponsors if he does this. But as far as his deal with Turner, I don't
Turner
know
could
how.
come back and offer him like 35 or 40. I mean,
Well, they're
does
getting
that
him.
still keep his decision the same? I mean, if it takes triple to get him away from it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's you could tell he's struggling with it. He's
I
really
would be
thinking
too.
about it. And he said if I don't have an offer by Thursday, it's not going to happen. He says he's not going to leave Turner hanging that long. But he's happy where he's at Turner. He enjoys what he's doing.
Yeah.
And really they're getting him for a steal at whatever they're paying him. I don't think it's quite 20 million. I think that's including sponsors and all that. But he's worth more than that. Look at what they're going to pay Brady and look at what they're paying Aikman and Joe Buck and whoever else. Charles Barkley's better than all of them, he's the most valuable guy with a microphone in anything, in pretty much any outside of sports. Who's more popular on the microphone than Charles Barkley? Hard to think of somebody, right? But yeah, Charles Barkley had dinner with Greg Norman last week. They did not make an offer to him though, but that's essentially what it was. Turner hasn't reached out or spoken to Chuck either. Just he said that they've been very quiet. I seem anticipating something like this was going to happen.
I don't counter unless you have to. So.
Yeah. But yeah, Chuck said, quote, "I'm not going to keep TNT in limbo." He wants an offer by Thursday. And it's something to think about though. If somebody comes at you with $60 million a year, man, you're going to think about it no matter how
If he did
many people
leave,
it pisses off.
I don't even think he would get replaced on TNT. They would just keep Shaq, Ernie, and Kenny.
Yeah,
that's all.
Draymond will probably get brought in eventually.
Eventually, but yeah,
not in the middle of the season, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. It's something to think about. Sticking with basketball, Celtics looking into trading for Kevin Durant. Jason Tatum off the table, but they are offering Jaylen Brown and a first-round pick. Picks aren't that important, like I said, in the NBA, unless it's like what Utah got for Rudy Gobert, 4 first-round draft picks. But again, you never know how high they're going to be. But it's what I like because the Celtics don't need him. The Celtics don't need him. Like they're probably, I don't know if they're the best fit, but they don't need to make this move, and that's why they're making this offer. A lot of people are calling it lowballing it. It's like, no, we're good if we can't make this deal. Like Jaylen Brown is a good player. He's not Kevin Durant, but I I like that offer if I'm Boston sending it their way. I'm not giving up too much. Like give me, we'll give you Jaylen Brown, we'll give you another nice player and some draft picks. But I can also understand Brooklyn saying, no, we're not. We're going to need more than that. We're going to need Tatum. I'm playing hardball if I'm Brooklyn. If I'm Brooklyn, I'm probably just telling them we're not trading you. Like we're going to have we may have the best team in the Eastern Conference next year with a healthy Ben Simmons, Kyrie, and you all on the floor. We may have the best team in the Eastern Conference. So if I'm Brooklyn, I'm not making any trade. And it would take something very significant for me to send them my best player, a generational player in Kevin Durant.
Agreed.
Yeah. And as far as
I just can't see it being made. Like, there is no deal out there that makes sense for Kevin Durant.
No, I think the best offer they probably got is the Celtics offer. Like who's offered a player the caliber of Jaylen Brown, because Phoenix wasn't going to offer Devin Booker. Like that's probably the best offer they got. And if that's the best offer I got, I'm not making the deal. So jumping back to football, alternate uniforms and helmets have been revealed for the upcoming season because we're getting closer. Time to start talking about football. The Bears in their orange helmets, the Saints black helmets. I don't know if you've seen those, but those are pretty cool looking.
Those are pretty cool.
My favorite is the Falcons red helmets, though. Those just hit different. The red helmet with the black Falcon.
Is that the black with the red flakes in it?
I'm not thinking of it. No, it's a red. It's just a red helmet with the black Falcon logo on it. It looks like their helmet, just different colors. But it's a throwback helmet. Like they've had them before, and they look sharp, but look really sharp with modern paint and design on it and everything like that. But the Giants, Eagles, and Patriots are bringing back their throwback unis. I really like the Giants. I like all those unis. Giants, Eagles, Patriots. But just thinking of like the other real throwbacks that I hate, like the Packers throwbacks are the worst. The Steelers are a pretty close second.
Like say the Bumblebees, man. You gotta mention those.
Yeah, those are bad. But I don't remember one worse than the Packers. I want to say the Browns had a pretty bad one.
Wasn't the Lions? Wasn't theirs pretty clean?
No, I don't think it was clean. It was very plain and gray. I wouldn't throw the Lions into a good uniform category. But a lot of people were ripping the Bears orange helmets. I thought they were all right. I didn't think they were as bad as everybody's making them out to be.
You didn't even mention the Bengals white helmet?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Boo. Boo this man.
I forgot about that. Dude, that was like a week ago.
Still, we ain't talking about it.
Close to it.
They're going to be wearing it next season.
No, the white helmet looked pretty dope.
Yeah.
The white helmet with the white unis. And plus the Bengals are going to be like everybody's new favorite team. Myself included. I'm Joe Burrow, and they're actually like they've done what they should and revamped the offensive line. They're only going to get better, at least on paper. That's what it looks like. I still stick to my prediction that the Bengals will win multiple Super Bowls with Joe Burrow at quarterback as long as he stays healthy. I'm sticking to that prediction.
Yeah, I hope to see it happen.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it's just time and continuous upgrading. And I think Cincinnati has realized, okay, like we've got an all-timer. We have an all-time great at quarterback, the most important position. We have got to take care of this man. But yes, the white helmets are dope. What helmet do you like, Bet? Because I guess you haven't seen the Falcons when I'm talking about. But the Falcons red helmet or like the Bengals white helmet?
I don't know, man. I'm a fan of the Bengals white helmet.
Yeah, that white helmet looks, man, that was cool. That was awesome. Can't believe I forgot about that. But we're gonna jump to a different thing now. Random topic of the week. Jump away from sports for a little bit. Just have a little stupid fun here on Shoe Booty Sports. But all right, do you have a controversial food take at all, and or what's something delicious that isn't known by the mainstream public that essentially you have come up with or discovered? I'll give you an example. Mine, controversial food take. I would rather have a steak that's medium well over one that's medium rare.
Get
Thoughts?
the hell out of here.
And I'm talking like, I mean, I'd like it slightly more done rather than slightly rather
less
than
done.
undercooked. That's what I mean. I don't want it well
You're not
done.
over the top. Yeah, okay, I got
No,
you.
no, no. I don't want it charred.
Like,
But if
oh
I had
man,
to
you left
pick,
it on like a minute too long versus a minute too soon.
yes, I would rather it be like just more done than red and looks like it still has a heartbeat. I don't think that's
Yeah.
controversial, but it is. See, your immediate reaction was get the hell out of here.
I thought you I thought you said medium well.
I did say medium well.
That dude, I automatically think of just zero pink.
But see, that's the thing. When I order medium, a medium fillet at Saltgrass, I get rare steak every time. So I'm gonna have to
Because
start saying. I'm gonna
Dude,
have to
those
start
teenagers
saying
don't know how
medium.
to cook your steak.
Apparently not. But I'm gonna have to start saying medium well
Yes.
to get it the way I want.
Unless you're paying $50 for a steak, they don't know how to cook your damn steak.
Yeah. Well, this is 35, so it's not 50.
It's not 50.
Yeah, that's fair. And the other thing is the something delicious that isn't known by the mainstream. It's my breakfast every day during the week at work.
What's
Pe-
that?
peanut butter and Nutella sandwich.
I
Peanut
mean, I
butter.
never even thought that's. I don't know. It's a little bit of redundancy, right?
How is it redundant? It's a Reese's sandwich.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of two butters.
No. Well, yeah, if you put it that way. But no, it's you don't like Reese's? I don't even eat
I
candy.
love Reese's, but I
yeah.
never even thought about it because I mean, I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's an absolute banger. Peanut butter and Nutella.
Peanut butter and what, like marshmallow spread, or that's a popular sandwich in the North.
I've had that before. It is pretty good.
Yeah.
But peanut butter and Nutella is the way to go. It is a delicacy.
I'm gonna have to go out and buy me some Nutella now.
As you should. But we are out of time. We'll get to your take next week if you want to. Yeah, if we remember to do that. But yes, we're out of time this week. But again, check out rhinoraces.com for details of that race series, our sponsor. Awesome race series, the premier running series out there. And get back with us next week for episode 40 of Shoe Booty Sports, the Mike Allstott episode. He should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way. I don't see why it's even a debate. Yeah, he will be one day. Better be. Until then, Grandpa.
Brother Brown.
All right, deuces, y'all.
See you.